Hey, hello, how's it going? I see right off the start we're kicking off 10-month at the Historic Opossum helped build the community from the ground up. Your name's going on the mission wall. Metaphorically, of course. Let's get into this. So we're going to be kicking off. We're going to be looking at some different things over here in the mission verse, trying to get things up and going. So we're going to be doing some watch-alongs specifically over 1941. So it was before we got into the war. It was before things got hot and heavy in for America during World War II. So a couple interesting things. We'll go down here first. There we go. So there was the thanks for the subs popping up there. I don't know what's going on with our microphone right there. How's it going, everybody? So there we go. We're on the right one. All right. So this is when the U.S. was really pushing U.S. savings bonds. before the war. So we knew we were going to be getting into a conflict. The problem here was that while we were getting into the conflict, we were trying to raise funds. So the number of tanks was increasing, the number of jets was increasing. They were buying up as many pieces of equipment as they could. So you're going to see a lot of U.S. savings bonds and stuff today. And they called them defense bonds before we got into the war. So you're going to see that kind of stuff kicking in throughout our stream today. They're going to be talking about that kind of thing. So one of the things, we're just kind of going over some of this basic stuff. Again, you buy them, we'll fly them, defense bond stamps. These are all coming out prior to America's entry into the war. So it's already starting to film this like war culture, this, hey, we're going to be in a conflict, kind of pushing forward. Again, invest part of your pay in defense savings bond. Let's make NCR 100%. So again, it's all about trying to get people patriotic and get into doing that. And then, of course, Roosevelt endorses draft bill. That's to start a peacetime draft. You can see here, selective service registration, Wednesday, October 16th, 1940. This is before Pearl Harbor's attack. They've already started the selective service. They've started a peacetime draft, the first peacetime draft, and I think the only peacetime draft in America's history. And we're going to be hearing about that during some of these stuff that we're looking at. Again, no attack has happened on the United States. It's just building up the anticipation for going into the war. And then 16,500,000 men to register today in the first peacetime draft in U.S. history. So again, this is kind of the background of what we're going to be looking at today. The first one we're going to be watching is called Meet John Doughboy. And Doughboy was for a name for American service members during World War I. So they're kind of introducing these thoughts in here of what's going on during the war, how things are affecting it, and what's going to be happening going forward. And so if you're going to be educating an entire nation on, hey, we may be going to war, it doesn't hurt to build the patriotism up a little bit. We're, of course, going to show our historic content warning. The program contains wartime imagery and historical material that includes depictions of Nazis, Nazi symbolism, racial stereotypes, and language reflective of the World War II era. These portrayals are presented in their original context for historic and educational discussion. These views do not reflect Mission 4938 or the VFW. Viewer discretion is advised. Again, we put this up. You're going to see some depictions that are racial stereotypes. You're going to be seeing some depictions that are over Nazi propaganda, things of that nature. Again, we're not doing that to promote those ideas. We're doing this to kind of look back at what is happening during this time period and kind of talk about it, kind of talk about how the U.S. has engaged in conflict and kind of that what the tone was at that time. So let's turn the lights off here in the library, and we're going to get into our first one. Meet John Doughboy. We're going to mute that real quick before we get a copyright strike. The music is copyrighted. The actual cartoon is not. Meet John Doughboy. Again, Doughboy was referring to U.S. Army members during World War I. So they're kind of pushing this out. This came out in 1941.
Introducing, in person, that famous star of stage, screen, and radio, draftee 158 and 3/4.
And 3/4.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Say, we're going to show you some sensational movies, and they're just chock full of military secrets. So if there's any fifth columnists in the audience, will they please leave the theater right now?
And fifth columnist is referring to foreign news and foreign correspondents who may be doing this on behalf of the foreign government.
America's defense effort.
As the tenseness of the world situation mounts by the hour, more and more important in the defense plan looms our vital industries. Vast furnaces at white heat convert the iron ore into defense
And again,
implements.
these are aimed at
Here we
children.
see the molten
Like,
metal
this is who they're
automatically
showing this
conveyed
to,
and about to be
it's
poured.
normally the shorts before.
This is the stuff from
moving.
which tanks are made.
If only it were that easy.
In modern blitz warfare, air power is often the deciding factor, and the need for all types of planes has every American aircraft factory humming.
Kicking them off humming there.
Because of their proven effectiveness, various types of British RAF planes are studied and improved upon. In front of us is one of the famous English Spitfires. With the machinery and materials approaching peak output, the need for men to man these machines grows urgent.
Here it
Then
is.
came the draft.
The draft. This is again during peacetime. Japan is still on attack during this time period.
Citizen Sugarcane says,
Our open door policy is responsible for the draft.
all over the country, men of draft age scan their draft board lists for their number and discuss their chances of being called up.
Yeah, I tell you, we ain't got nothing to worry about. We both got high numbers.
That's a
Your
voice
number's
people should
even
recognize
higher
right
than
there.
mine. And besides, you're much too short. Yeah, they'd never take a little runt like you.
You and your education.
Draftees are housed in well-planned modern army camps. Because of the outdoor life and regular hours, the boys develop hearty appetites and are fed plenty of good, wholesome food. Because, as the great
Nothing
General
like
Napoleon
army
once
good
said,
wholesome food. If you
an
serve in the
army
you
travels
know
on
a
its
little bit
stomach.
about that.
the army is rapidly being equipped with all types of armament, from the huge siege guns down to the machine gun nest.
Growing the machine guns the natural way there.
Even in a modern mechanized army, the horse still has a place. Here are some army horses raised in South America.
La conga! Yee-hee-hee-hee!
Our new anti-tank gun is the answer to any possible tank attack. Here is one about to blast a robot
So,
tank.
Again,
Here it
they're
comes.
really trying to push
Watch
out
the
this
tremendous
all
hitting
the
power of this
modernization
super gun.
of the
The tank is almost in the
military,
direct line
all
of
the new
fire.
things they bought, all the
Get
new
ready.
things that they're working
Aim.
forward to bring
Fire.
to bear. And we are in a
Fire!
conflict.
Fire! 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 What's the matter? Why don't they shoot? What are those gunners doing?
Mine's longer than yours.
I don't know.
Here we
recon,
see
I
the
think-
latest
is that a good
long-range
depiction of
rapid-fire coast defense
artillery
gun in
right there?
action, shooting 10 million shells a second. Watch. As part of government policy, new machines are constantly being developed. Here is the latest weapon, a
not
land
completely
destroyer,
wrong.
100 times faster and more effective than a tank. Look at that thing go, hurtling through space at 5 miles a minute. Hey, stop and let us see that machine.
And again, there's a little bit of a race. There's a lot of racial depiction there.
Hold on to your
But this
breastwork,
is-
boss. Here we go again.
But this is what they were putting out.
Thanks.
Oh, what do we
The
got?
president orders all-out test of defense strength.
And that's not made
The
up.
mighty armed
Roosevelt
forces
had
of the
ordered
nation
an all-out
respond
test
to the
of
president's
all
command.
test strength that we have.
In the air, flying fortresses, pursuit ships, long-range bombers. And on the sea, our mighty Navy tries out its powerful guns. On land, Our tank corps drives forward to the scene of action.
Good rumor. They didn't want to rip off good humor.
Are we safe from air attack? Supposing one day a fleet of enemy bombers suddenly appeared over the horizon. Where are our defenses? Why isn't something
That is an
being
accurate
done?
depiction of the Navy right there. And right there, they were talking about getting an attack from some foreign enemy on U.S. soil. So that kind of was a prelude of, hey, we're going to get attacked in December 1941. They're already talking about it right there. We could be attacked by some other force. So again, you can kind of see through this whole mindset of getting the country ready to engage in a conflict that it isn't in at this time. It's just kind of hanging out there on the fringes where we could be attacked. We're going to look at another 1941 again. These are, again, trying to prepare people for, we may be going to war. We need to be thinking about this. And it's another famous cartoon that you're going to be probably familiar with. So check that out as well. The Mighty Navy. We have it muted right now to get through the intro music here. Popeye the Sailor Man. Getting in on the act, getting people prepared. Oh, I thought we were past the music. Let's just hold on for just another second. So again, they're using cartoons that people already know to kind of spread this message of we need to be ready for military service.
Line up for inspection! Fall in!
This is a flip-looking tub for a ship. Where's the sails at?
So, you want to be a sailor, huh?
Do I wants to be a sailor?
It's so
I
weird
am a
looking at
sailor.
his like
I am
forearms are
Popeye the
giant,
sailor.
little
I
bitty
was born
bicep
a sailor,
muscles,
and there's
like
nothing which I doesn't know
absolutely.
about a ship because I am Popeye the sailor.
Quiet!
Sir, I think you've had a stroke.
Oh,
and there's
yeah?
something wrong with
Well,
your
let's see what
muscles.
you do know about a ship.
Oh, the anchor hoist.
Anchor!
Aye, aye, sir.
He's gonna hoist that ship one way or another. Hoist that anchor one way or another. Does he not have teeth? I've never noticed that. That's terrifying.
Raise guns and prepare to fire!
Aye, aye, sir. Where's the trigger of this pistol?
So I don't know
Maybe
what
it's in
era
there.
Popeye's supposed to be from, because he's talking about how there's no sails on
I
the
wonder
ship.
which one of these retractions it could be.
Cut out the fooling and aim that gun!
Aye, aye, sir.
The absolute confusion of modern Navy's ability to put gunfire to bear.
Think you can fly a plane?
Aye, aye, sir. Dive bomber, huh? Well, what do you know about that?
Nothing like putting the title of that plane right there on it, the dive bomber.
Jackknife. Swan. Twist. And belly flopper.
Get that man below!
Oh, poor Popeye. Instead of peeling potatoes over there, peeling onions, making them like turning them into onion pearls quickly. Again, absolutely not warfare at this time. Enemy, name your own. So they're not committing to who the enemy is going to be, but they are definitely trying to prepare the American citizens for a conflict that is coming from this.
Enemy ships off the port bow! Prepare to resist!
Raise gun 6 meters north. Angle 8 inches south. Point 22 degrees latitude east. Aim 9/10 of a kilocycle west.
9/10 of a kilocycle. And then we get another, again, throwing a racial reference in there, but it was very common at that time. It doesn't make it right, but it was very common in that period.
Step right up and try your luck. 5 shots for 5 cents. That's all I can stand, because I can't stand no more.
Oh, there we go. Not only can stands, he can't stand no more.
Give me that pea shooter.
It turns it into a revolver. Or no, it turns it into a rifle right there, doesn't it? That training ship can take a wallet, but those ships can, apparently. And if you notice, they didn't put the swastika on those planes. They just put an S, but put it in kind of the SS shape. Because, again, they're trying to frame, we're going to go to war. They want the American people to know who the enemy is. And have that in their mind before we ever get there. Oh, launched himself. Oh, there it is, the spinach. Launched himself as a torpedo.
For your exceptional performance under fire, the Navy is proud to honor you with this reward.
The picture in a circle. What's it for?
The official insignia of the Navy Bomber Squadron.
So right there, we'll cut it out before we go back into some more of their copyrighted music. But again, it's this idea of getting this patriotism stirred up and getting the idea of the American people behind it. They're showing heroes from cartoons. Popeye's a well-known good guy from this time period. He's got the comic strip. He's got the shorts that are in front of movies. And so the whole goal is, let's start framing this up. We know that there's a chance that we're going to be getting into this conflict. We're already drafting. We're already putting out bonds. We're buying planes and tanks and everything we need to go to conflict. And so this is the framing behind going in there. And we have one more in that same kind of vein, trying to get everyone to enlist and do their patriotic duty to the nation, as they're putting it, whether it's they're drafted or able to serve or not. And so that one comes in with the one-man Navy. So we will kick off the one-man Navy, again, framing things around getting that patriotic duty out there. We're going to mute this music. Paul Terry presents the one-man Navy, and that's a name you're going to see quite a bit through patriotic cartoons of this time frame and through this area. So we're going to be looking at how that fits in.
Greetings. Your number has been called. Report at once to your local draft board. Love and kisses, Uncle Sam. Hooray!
Again, that subtle framing that going to the draft board, your number being called up is a very exciting thing, a very good thing. It's again that logic and framing. They want their kids to be excited about it too.
You're not behind the plow. You'll never get rich by digging a ditch. You're in the army now.
Inhale. Exhale. Exercise. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
Forward. March.
That's a different way of doing a duck walk right there.
Can you see the top line?
Yes, sir.
Can you see the second line?
Yes, sir.
What's this letter? A. That's fine. Now you have $2. Would you like to try for 4? What's this letter? B. Great, great. Now would you like to try for $8?
Now,
Given that game show feel, that exciting, you're going to win a
Okay, I'll
prize.
try for it.
You'll be sorry.
What's this letter?
Is it Q?
No. And you're through.
What's the matter, Gandy?
They turned me down.
Don't worry. You'll make good.
Thanks, Agnes, for them kind words.
So again, the framing is all about the fact that it's depressing. Man, it really stinks if you can't be drafted. If for some reason you're not draftable, man, that's a real letdown. And again, it's that framing again. They don't want people not trying to get drafted. They want people to think of being drafted as kind of a positive thing. That's exactly how MEPS goes. That question was really quick, gentlemen. I need to know how accurate that was to MEPS. 100%. Exactly like MEPS.
Hooray! It works!
So he makes his own mining boat to help use the chickens. And again, the framing of the enemy as pirates is kind of perfect in this because that's what we're kind of looking at was they were hitting cargo vessels and merchant vessels throughout this whole time period. And so they were framing the Germans, especially as pirates. Reception for basic, yeah. Oh, there go the eggs. And again, it's almost framing the conflict as this is going to be an easy fight for us to win. They want that to be in people's mind. We're going to go in there and just absolutely decimate the Navy, or decimate, not the Navy. Our Navy's going to decimate their Navy. We're going to decimate their military. And that's kind of how the whole framing of this is working. Again, put it in people's minds. And all of them are showing, hey, look, you're going to be a hero. Between the last video we watched and this one, they're really framing the idea behind join, you're going to serve, you're going to be a hero. All right, kick off for you. And Terry Toons commissioned a bunch of patriotic cartoons, especially in this time frame. Americana, that's exactly right. They framed a lot of that. So Terry Toons was a big proponent of all of those things. This next one we're going to get into, so we've seen the Mighty Navy, the one-man Navy, meet John Doughboy. This last one is probably our most direct. It was done right at the very beginning of the war. So it aired for the first time in the early part of summer of 1942. And this one was drawn out before we got into, or before the conflict we really got there. It was done right after Pearl Harbor. So they really framed things wanting to highlight who the enemy is, and wanting to, even the kids of the time, to see, okay, these are the bad people. And so there's a lot more. We're going to do that warning one more time, just so you can see it again. The program contains wartime imagery, historic material that includes depictions of Nazis, Nazi symbolism, and racial stereotypes, and language reflective of the World War II era. These portrayals are presented in their original context for historic and educational discussion. These views do not reflect Mission 4938 or the VFW. Viewer discretion is advised. Because again, this one is going to be our most on the nose. It was done in 1942. It is called the Ducktators. The other thing we're going to see is there were people trying to pull us out of the war at this time. There was a whole group that were saying, we need to be pacifists, and they're depicted in this, and they're trying to depict them as also the problem. So through this, again, it's not the views of the VFW, it's not the views of anyone associated with our channel. We're again showing these for historic context of kind of what the framing up was to the American people. So we will go with the Ducktators. Oh, good Lord, we need that to stop. There we go. Can't be playing the audio as much. The audio, they really do try to hit you for the audio. So the video we will be playing once we get there, the Ducktators. And again, this is all about framing who the enemy is. And Melvin Millar, you're going to see that name a lot.
Barnyard some years ago, a seemingly unimportant event occurred which was destined to vitally affect the future of that little world. Mr. and Mrs. Duck were expecting.
Oh, it's a bad egg.
Mama, was ist los? What's this, a dark horse?
And so time passed. Hey, bud, not so fast.
All right.
That's Father
but
Time.
time does fly, don't it, Johnny?
Time passed. The bad egg grew to duckhood, and with artistic aspirations dreamed of brush and palette, but ended up with only the brush.
Did you know what?
His artistic efforts spurned, he soon turned to other endeavors.
So again, they're giving you context behind. They're giving you context behind Hitler and really framing this is the enemy of the United States.
My mother done told me.
They go into the artistic thing and talk about how
There
he
were
failed as
some
an artist,
gullible ones who listened,
and some gullible ones who listened.
especially one goose, more gullible than gooses. Geese, mice, geese usually go.
More gullible than geese usually go. So if you can't tell, that's a depiction of Mussolini.
Like me.
We wish to apologize to the nice ducks and geese who may be in the audience, the management.
Sieg Heil. Sieg Heil. Sieg Heil. Sieg Heil. Sieg Heil. Sieg Heil, boy. I'm from South Germany.
Again,
Sieg Heil.
the racial depictions in here are of that time.
Sieg Heil. I'm a sick Heiler, too.
E comincia contando. Sei tutte 9:10. Tutti frutti. Tutti
Tutti
frutti. All
frutti.
kinds of whips of cream and a wall of nuts.
Again, they're showing their audience is captive. Everything is for show. None of it's real. This is again trying to frame it to kids that these are our enemies. This is what they do. This is who they are, and they're trying to put it in kids' minds because at this point, their big brothers, their fathers, their uncles, their cousins, their neighbors are being sent off to war.
Oh, what has come to so erase all thoughts of peace from off
Yeah,
this place?
they did show they need to explain things.
'Tis love that's right, and naught is gained by show of might.
And again, they're framing the people that are either not wanting us to be in the war or trying to the peace effort. They're really showing, hey, look, you're seeing what's happened and you're not doing anything. We have to get in there. And I even like how they have the treaty signing where they get the other countries to sign a treaty to stop them from continuing going, and showing that they're just tearing up those treaties after they're signed. So they really do, for a cartoon that's meant for children, are putting a ton of historic context in here.
Came another partner to make a silly axis of himself.
To make a silly axis of themselves.
Come on. Sneaking on without
And again, there's racial depictions in here, but this is what they were trying to put out. They need to either make their... Again, Japan at the time was going through and claiming islands and saying they had a mandate to take them. So everything is framed around this context of this is what these people were doing.
Oh, I am not a Japanese Hanagan.
And even that did somewhat happen. Japan invaded a few countries and claimed that they were invading, it was Chinese army that was invading. And so they're trying to let people see this is what's happening, especially the young kids that were in the audience.
1, 2, button on my shoe. 3, 4.
Shows them invading into Russia because they were somewhat going into the east and going into the west.
Begin again.
Mercy me, regretful sight. Oh, branch of peace.
I love the canned olives on the tree, though.
Kind sirs, change your warlike.
And again, it's showing the people that are wanting peace, you're being marched over by these regimes that are pushing for war. And even those people wanting peace at this point need to rise up and do something.
Now, where were we? Oh, yes.
The Gestinko Gestapo. That pretty good word for them.
Peekaboo, Frizz. busy little bee, aren't I?
That was the, by the way, if you can't tell, that was their depiction of the French after being defeated, still being able to hit back. Again, by victory bonds.
War, but once begun, well, I just didn't choose to run. So I can point with pride and say, there's 3 that didn't get away.
If you'd like to make this true, this is all you have to do. Buy victory bonds. And again, it goes right back into that same thing. And yeah, what kind of propaganda is in use today? Cartoons have always been a good medium, because if you can get your younger audience behind it, the better. Young kids weren't buying victory bonds. They're putting in this message of, hey, look, we can beat Germany, Italy, and Japan, but everyone has to do their part. So they're pitching buying the war bonds. They're pitching going through and doing what you can to help fight in the conflict, because they really didn't know how long this war was going to last. And so they're kind of tailoring in back to putting out information, because they also know that a lot of times parents are the ones taking their kids. Their parents are seeing this too. And so you're putting in all of, this is what's going on. This is what these countries are doing. And America has to step up. And in this way, they also kind of comically satirized the people seeking peace and showing, hey, look, in the past, when we've tried to make peace with Mussolini, the Nazi Germany and Japan, they just tore up those treaties. We have to fight. And so that was one of the things that this is really kind of pushing. And as we're looking at these, again, we're not looking at them because we think that necessarily anything specifically is overtly funny in these. And again, we're not trying to make light of World War II in this and in those regimes. What we're looking at is kind of looking at the propaganda piece that came out. We're going to have a lot of other watch-alongs that were just there for funniness or just there to kind of laugh at the silliness. But some of the stuff we're kind of showing, this is what they were putting out to the American people. Terry Toons had a huge contract with the United States military and Department of Defense, and they were getting some money in. And actually, all of these studios were getting money in to help put out this information, and that's what helped build some of these studios up a little bit. So as we're watching these, keep that in mind. So we looked at 1941 today, going into 42 a little bit there with the last one, the Ducktators. But again, it's a strong message of what we're kind of seeing and what propaganda is. And I challenge all of you, go and look at some of the TV shows, look at some of the movies, things like that of today. What propaganda is still going out? Because nobody was watching these at that time and sitting there going, oh, this is propaganda. This was entertainment. And so when you're consuming media today, keep that same mindset in. Is this, what am I seeing? Why am I seeing this? Is this a chance this could be propaganda? Because nothing in there said that was commissioned by the United States government. But that is our watch along series for today. We urge you to come back tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. Recon Sarge is going to continue on. And reminder, kids, buy more Ovaltine. Recon Sarge is going to be continuing on Wasteland Wednesday. We're going to be going back into the Fallout universe, especially Fallout 4. So be sure to set your notifications on. Hit that subscribe button. We'd love to have you continue being part of everything that we have going on here at Mission 4938. And until next time, stay strong, stay true, stay Frankie.